In this video, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and configure WordPress so that it functions properly and it works like we're going to want it to work. So, very first thing that you want to do is log in to your WordPress admin. Okay, we're going to log in. And we're going to log in, and the first thing that I like to do is sometimes when you log in, you're going to see a notice that a new version of WordPress is going to be available. So what I like to do is I like to update that right now. So I just click on Update Now. It's going to upgrade everything. It's going to go through the process, and it's going to tell me that everything is all updated as I wish. It tells me also about some new features of WordPress 3.41. This is a new WordPress installation, and I'm pretty excited to try this out. It has lots of neat new functions with it. Okay. And WordPress is a great platform to be building websites on for local customers, but we do want to make a couple changes right off the bat. And these are just a couple of changes that I make to my sites. You may have more experience with WordPress than I do. I build basic sites for clients and for myself, so there may be some plugins and some settings that you might want to change, but these are just a couple of the settings that I like to change. Okay, so the first thing that we want to do is we want to go over to settings here. If we click on settings, it's going to have a whole bunch of options over here on the left. Now, the first thing is when you do click on settings, you're going to see the general settings. And you just want to go through this real quick. Make sure there are no errors. Make sure that you have no spelling errors in your site title or tagline. That's very important. It's going to ask you, what you want your time format to be. These things aren't too important. What is important, though, is we want to click on the permalinks button. Okay, that's very important. And the default setting, each post or each page is going to have a question mark, then a P, and an equals 1, 2, 3, and that's not very good. It doesn't look good, and it's not good for search engine purposes. So what we want to do is we want to just scroll down, and you see where it says post name? I want you to go ahead and select post name, and that's going to show you this custom, or basically puts a / then percentage post name. And what that means is when you name your posts, like when we go and create a post in a second that's going to be on Worcester Roofing, we're going to want to put our keywords in the title of that post. And if we leave that on the default setting, those words are not going to appear in the post, and they're not going to do anything for our search engine optimization. So if we just make this simple change right here, we're going to get, a lot more search engine traffic and have a lot better chance of being seen by the search engines just by doing this little change. And it's also going to make the site easier to navigate. So I want you to go ahead and click on that post name and then click on Save Changes. Okay? Now, the next link that I want you to put in is going to be on discussion right here. If you click on discussion, okay, you're going to have a couple of comments here, or a couple of selections here, and the most important thing it's going to make your site look a lot better, and you're not going to get all kinds of spam, but make sure you go ahead and uncheck the allow people to post comments on new articles. Okay, that's really important. It's going to come standard as checked, so make sure that you uncheck that. Okay, and then you have some options down here for avatars. I'm not interested in any of this. It's G rated. It's suitable for all users. The comment blacklist, we're not going to really worry about that. We're not going to worry about any of the comment moderation because we're not allowing people to post comments, so we really don't need to worry about that too much. So then we just want to click on Save Changes. Okay? And then those are the two basic settings that I want you to go ahead and configure. And those are two settings that really set your permalinks, set your discussion, and those are the two main ones. Okay, so make sure that your permalinks are set to the post name structure, okay? And then for discussion, make sure that your comments are not checked. And then once you do that, we're going to be ready to start playing around and start, making this site. Like right now, we can see what our site looks like. Oh, it's not very good looking at all. It doesn't look like a WordPress site, or it doesn't look like a business site. It looks a lot like a WordPress, a blog. That's something that we're not interested in. So we're going to just make a couple of changes and make everything just look a whole lot better.